Welcome to the Wayward Widow. Welcome. It is the 16th of October. I have the most important thing right now in my life is my coffee. I need to get a frother. One of my friends said, get a frother. She sent me this really cool video with a recipe with chocolate syrup and stuff. I put my candles on. So today's the 16th. Today is the anniversary. 14 years ago today, I met Sky face-to-face in person in Virginia. He drove halfway, I drove halfway. We met, we spent 24 hours together, and the rest was history. So it's the anniversary. So G and I just took, G's the new man. We just took a walk around the lake. We did 3 laps. It's cold out there. I had a hat and gloves and my heavy winter coat, but we did 3 laps and we saw turtles, like a mama and a daddy and a baby turtle. And that was pretty cool. So as I was walking by the lilac bush each lap, I thought of Sky every lap. I'm like, hi babe, like I miss him. So I'm gonna do this little turtle next. It's a 20 by 20. There's the main part. Looks like a lot of purples. So this is what I have left of the one I'm working on now. So I blocked off the bottom into some squares. It's not much, not much. I'll have it done by Friday night. My son is doing okay. A couple people ask about my son. He's in a 9-month program out of state. He was having some chest pain last night and he texted me, but he seems to feel better today. He's on a new heart medicine, and he texted me and I said, are you doing okay? And he said, I'm okay enough. He said, but man, I'd kill for some applesauce. They don't have applesauce there. All the food is organic. And anyway, he's been there for 4 days now. It's a 9-month program. Tonight is orientation, so he's going to get all the info, and he's going to send me the info as to how I can write to him. It's all good. So I didn't say, I already lit the candles. Got the walk in. Later on, I'm going to sit meditation. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm going to sit meditation and do my dancing later. Last night I did 5 songs. Each one's about 4 minutes, so it's about 20 minutes of dance because I didn't walk yesterday. I also went to CVS this morning and I got my Ativan and I got my refills, the correct amount of refills on the bottle because my psychiatrist is going to be on leave for a couple months. So that worked out good. And then I went to the corner store and I picked up $47 worth of groceries. I had to get like the odds and ends, like a bag of sugar and some vegetable oil, and ice cream was on sale. So, you want to put that in the freezer. I think I saved $1.50 there. And I got some hot dog rolls and mandarin oranges, some cottage cheese, some Ready Whip, another cafe mocha. So, so 14 years ago today was the first time I laid eyes on Sky. And like I said, he drove halfway, I drove halfway. And it was kind of a day like this, to be honest. The trees were changing. The drive was beautiful. And I pulled up at our meeting spot and I had called him and I had my phone on speaker because I was putting my keys away, and he answered, and I said to him, I'm here. And he said, so am I. And I'm looking down at my pocketbook, sitting in my car. And I said, where are you? And he goes, right in front of you. So I look up and he says, standing right there. He looked so cute. He had white hair, way down, long hair. And he had wireframe glasses on, and they were taped on the side. He had them taped. After about 6 months, we got him new glasses. Probably even sooner than that, I got him new glasses. But when I stepped out of the car, he looked at me and he said, "It's nice to see you again." And I said, "When did you see me before?" And he said, "In another life." Yeah. And then he went like this, and he went, "You ain't so bad." "You ain't so bad." That's what he said. We spent 24 hours together, separate rooms. We stayed at a motel, separate rooms. And we spent that night, it was a full moon. We sat out under the full moon and we talked. We were wrapped in a blanket and we talked about life and love. And we had spent 13 and a half years together. And he passed away in the end of February. He was 71 and 5 months. And you know, since I started talking about the fact that I'm seeing someone, because I spent my 6 months alone. I spent 6 months alone. I took care of Sky for 4 years. I was his care partner 24/7. And I made the decision at the end of 6 months to throw my hat into the dating ring. And I did it via Facebook dating after I was prompted by a friend and a former relative. And I met somebody really special. And, you know, once I started talking about that, I started losing subscribers. Like I just, or maybe it was my Temu order where I showed that I got a bra and panty set and I got new bras and people were thinking, well, we know why you got those new bra and panties, because you got the new guy. Yeah, you're right. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I went through my hell. You know, I went through my hell. I did my hell time. Sky did his hell time. We went through it. We went through the fire. And at some point, and I followed Sky's wishes to the letter, and at some point it's going to be my turn to go into a rebirth. Sky is a Soto Zen Buddhist. I'm a Soto Zen Buddhist, and we believe in rebirth. And so at some point it's going to be my turn for a rebirth. But right now I'm still alive. And I met a really amazing man. And we've been seeing each other for, Saturday will be 9 full weeks. Yeah. Wow. Anyway, so he's leaving tomorrow morning. He's going out of state. He's visiting family for 5 days. He's flying. And so I did laundry this morning and went to the grocery store and got my script, got stuff done. And then I have a couple of friends that told me that over the next 5 days, if I need anything, they will be around to help me. I just got to give a heads up. So when it gets closer to Monday, I want to go to Walmart and pick up the food that I'll need for our ocean trip, because we're going to go to the ocean. We're leaving Tuesday morning-ish and coming back Wednesday, like late Wednesday afternoon. So it's just an overnight, but I want to see a sunrise and a sunset. Sunset first, then a sunrise. I want to put our initials in the sand. I want to collect some seashells. I want to hear the ocean. And I want that time with him, because Sky and I didn't get that. And I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to miss anything. That's a text. I don't want to miss anything this time around. People left my channel, not in droves, but it was an obvious 4 people up and unsubscribed after I did the video yesterday. And I'm thinking, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are thinking, well, he's only been dead 6 months. Like, can't you wait? No. More like, why should I? I loved him. I had 13 and a half years with him. I couldn't stop what happened. I nurtured him. I nursed him. He passed on. And I'm still here. So I'd like to have some semblance of life while I can. And I hope that at some point that could be understood. For the most part, I've gotten a lot of support from people, But I know that for some people it's really hard, the thought of anybody moving on. And then there's some people that are going to wait a very long time. We see it here on YouTube. There are a few people that it's going to be a while, if ever. I talk to some women that it's like they have no desire to move on. I'm 65 years and 2 months. I don't want to spend the rest of my life alone. So I appreciate the support, and I'm not settling. I'm not settling. And I met this person with intent, for long term, and that's what I hope to have, is long term. There's a couple things I want to show you, so I'll be right back. Okay, I was looking for a book that I can't find, but hopefully next time around, I'll be able to show you. Let me just talk for a minute about, just checking my time. Let me just talk for a minute about what this feels like. I'm thinking about myself as someone who was in a long-term relationship. Sky and I were married for 1.5 years, partway into our relationship. So we met in 2010, we got married in 2014. We were married about 1.5 years. We got divorced. We were divorced by September of 2015. And there was a lot of reasons, but a lot of it was we just didn't want to be married. He had things he had to straighten out. I had things emotionally that I just was trying to deal with the marriage. But we never parted. We were never apart from each other. We had separate rooms, separate bedrooms. He had a full-time job. I had 2 jobs. For the first 5 years that we were together, I had 2 jobs. And we didn't see each other a lot. And he was sick a lot, And so I did my best. He did his best. We had a decent relationship. We learned a lot from each other. We taught each other a lot. We learned a lot from each other. And when he got sick and sicker and sicker, and we knew that, this was not going to be good, he said, Poet, I want to prepay and pre-plan my ending. Let's get this stuff done. We went up to a lawyer. We got a power of attorney. He did his will. He has health directive. Like, he was adamant about this stuff. And then we called the funeral director. She came over. He did his prepay, pre-plan, and he set up everything. It was how he wanted things. And when all that got done, and then when we talked about his life and his death, and he always said, don't mourn me. His thing was, pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. So it's like, don't suffer. So he's gone, and he's been gone for 8 months. In another week or so, it'll be 8 months since he's been gone. And so when you count all the time that he was ill and how much he really just couldn't be a part of my life because he was so sick, I think it was okay. It was okay for me to throw my hat into the dating ring. And I knew it was okay with him. I'm doing these videos now. I could have just ended the whole thing, at the end of the 6 months or something, and not even talked about dating or moving forward. I'm just living life. I don't even know if you can call it moving forward. I'm just living, I don't even understand the whole moving forward thing. I'm not staying stuck, but I try not to stay stuck ever in life. So the decision to meet someone and to meet someone with intent. My daughter, when she got into the dating market after her divorce, she said she dated with intent for marriage. For me, I'm not in a big hurry to get married. I might like to get married at some point down the road, like a few years down the road, but not right now. I've been single since 2015. So September was 9 years that I've been single. So I'm not, that just shows I'm not in a big hurry to get married. But I do want a committed relationship, you know? And I just want to show that it's really okay if you've gone through a loss of a spouse and you feel like you're ready to get out in that other, you know, throw your hat in the ring, do it. Like, you know, if you're ready, do it. A lot of us worried about, you know, what are other people going to say? What are people going to think? Is it too soon? It doesn't matter if some are going to say it's too soon. And then if you wait a year, people are going to say, well, are you going to start dating? It's been a year. You know, I've heard from both sides of the coin. I've talked to a lot of widows and widowers, and I hear everything from people saying, like, somebody might still be crying, you know, at 3 months, somebody's crying. And someone will say to them, why are you still crying? It's been 3 months. But it's like, it's only been 3 months. Let me cry. You know, it's been almost 8 months for me. And I have days and moments where I just break down, you know. Today is an anniversary date of sorts for me. I walked the lake, walked right by that lilac bush where some of his ashes are. Right by that piece of grass where I just put his ashes. And knowing that wherever he is, he's okay. So if you're thinking about getting into the dating scene, do it. Do it. Do it carefully. You know, do it as carefully as you would the first time you start dating ever. You know, being older, don't let being older stop you. I'm a senior citizen. Don't let a limited income stop you. You'll find that most people are on a limited income. Don't let that stop you. Don't let the idea of kids or grandkids stop you. The guy that I'm dating, he's got kids, grandkids, great-grandkids. I have kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids. So don't let that stop you. Don't let the things that you're concerned about stop you from getting out there. And the thing with, well, everybody's going to be older, there's going to be health issues. Possibly. But there's some health issues with me. There's mental health issues. You know, I have anxiety through the roof. Like what it takes me to get something done, even something as simple as going into the grocery store, something as simple as like taking a walk and trying to walk like around people, especially people that have dogs. You know, there's a crazy fear in me. I'll be alone for 5 days. I don't know if I feel scared. I don't think I do because this is my safe place. But I'm more putting all this out there because I want you guys to know that there is life after death. You know, Sky passed away, I didn't. And he didn't want me to stop my life, you know, and sit here and do crossword puzzles. Like, that's not what he wanted. That's not what he would do, you know? He said once he got done his crying, he'd pick himself up and he'd do whatever was supposed to happen would happen. So I understand that everybody has their feelings about timing and time frames. Totally get that. And for everyone, it's different. There are people that I know of someone who waited in less than 2 months. She was married after her husband died. And that one couple I talk about that got married in 5 weeks, they're doing it by the dozen people. She has 4 kids, he had 7 kids, and they're widow and widower. They met, they got married in 5 weeks. Made sense to them. And now they have a daughter. So now they have 12 kids. And it's what felt right to them. Like I said, I'm in no hurry to get married. I don't need to get married. I'm in no hurry to get married. down the road, maybe if it presents itself and everything is good. And that's something that I'm going to talk about in the next video, is how I'm handling this relationship and how he's handling this relationship and what we're both doing. Like what I didn't have in prior relationships and what I didn't do and what he didn't have and what he didn't do. So that there's going to be some interesting discussions coming up on what we're doing in this relationship to nurture this, to make this the best one, because it's the last one. It's, you know, there's no do-overs. We were just sitting here talking, him and I said to him, I'm giving you the most precious commodity of mine that I can give you, and that's my time. So I gave him almost 9 weeks of my time. That's 63 days. I can't get that back. I can't ask for a refund. I can't ask for, you know, cash back. I can't ask for a coupon. I'm not getting that back. So whoever I spend my time with, I want it to be with someone who is wanting the same things I want in life and wanting to handle a relationship the same way I want to handle this one. So I know what I did wrong in the other ones, and I know what I did right, and I know where I was intentional and where I wasn't. So the next video that I do, and a couple after that, I'm going to talk about how we're handling this relationship and what we're doing for and with each other to make this the best it can be. Because like I said, in one of my past videos, I said, I talked with one of my therapists back when I was working at the hospital, and her and I would have a lot of talks. And I said to her, you know, I want one of those romances that the candle's always lit for a meal. You know, the flowers are bought, you know, all that. And I wanted to stay. And she said, that doesn't happen. That you get that in the honeymoon phase, but then it ends. And I'm like, but it doesn't have to end. It ends because people stop doing those things, right? That's why it ends. But if you don't stop doing, it doesn't end. But both people have to be invested, right? So we were just talking about that. And so in future videos, I'll talk about what we're doing to make this relationship different and better and long-lasting than prior relationships. And maybe it'll help someone. Maybe just seeing that, hey, it is okay to live your life. You know, this moving forward, or I don't understand that really when I think about it. I'm not like moving forward to anything. I'm just living my life. This happened, you know, I met Sky, I lived my life there. When I got divorced from my last husband, I didn't say I'm going to move forward. I just went on with my life, and Sky was in my life, and he stayed in my life for 13 and a half years. And then it isn't until we lose someone through death that we say moving forward, or heaven forbid, don't say moving on, because if you say moving on, it implies that you're totally forgetting the person you were with for 10 or 20 or 30 years, you know, which is crazy because you're not going to forget that person. So, but there's this stigma or something about saying moving on. I'm moving on. Oh, you're forgetting about that person. Like, no. And even moving forward makes no sense to me. I'm just living life. I'm just living my life. Hence the whole wayward part of the wayward widow in my title. Okay, is that making sense now? I'm going to go, but let me end with this. I'm just going to throw this in. When I turned 60, I had some pieces of clothing in my wardrobe. I had a denim jacket. I had the dress that I wore from my wedding to Sky. I had a couple of other things. And Sky took a whole bunch of pictures of me wearing this different clothing. I wanted to see how my body looked at the age of 60. And he took a bunch of pictures. And I thought they turned out pretty nice. Well, now I'm 65 plus. So I'm going to go through my wardrobe, and when G is back from his trip, he's going to take some pictures of me with some of these outfits to see how I look at 65. And then I want to do it again at 70 if I'm here at 70. And I want to do it again at 75. Just to see how I'm changing physically. How am I changing? How's my body changing? So lots of walking, dance, water, green tea, meditation, yeah, and castor oil on the neck, and soaps without any junk in them, you know. And then just being. So I'm going to go, I have 2 clips. I'm going to try to get these together and see if the gods that run my clips, see if they're going to work for me. And then the next video that I do, I'm going to talk about how we're working this relationship. And it might give you guys some ideas in the current relationship you're in. Yeah, it might. I don't know. So I'm going to go. I hope you're as okay as you can be. I'm going to head over to Messenger in a little bit and chat with some of my lady friends and 1 or 2 of my guy friends. And but if you want to talk with me privately, come over to Messenger. I have a Facebook page, but I really do nothing with it. Come over and talk to me on Messenger. I'm under Poet Quinn, and my picture's on there, so you'll find me. Just make sure you have a picture and tell me that you're here from the channel. And we can chat over there if you're not comfortable putting anything in the comments here. So take care of yourselves. I love you. Thank you for being here.